In this video, we are going to write a Python program to perform basic arithmetic operations. We would be doing addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So the steps involved would be, first we will take the inputs, basically the numbers that we would like to perform arithmetic operations with. Then we will do the operations and then we will print the results. In doing so, we will learn how to take various kinds of inputs and then the basic Python operations, and finally how we want to print those results. Let's get started. The first step would be to get the Python editor. We can use online programmers editor and then we will take it from there. So the first step would be, we go to the online Python compiler provided by programmers. First step would be, we write our goal, and this is, and then we write our goal. The program is to perform basic arithmetic operations like addition, add, subtraction, multiplication and division. The input would be number, right? Number 1 and we can say number 2. The output would be result of the operations. Let's take an example. Example 1. If the addition is say 100, number 1 equal to say 125 and number 2 equal to 25689. If something like that is there, then we can quickly check what is the expectation should be. So we can say the output expectation should be 287482. 287482. Now this is for addition. Similarly, the other examples can be for multiplication and other part. We will do the first step towards the coding is to get the numbers. The way to get numbers in Python is, we can create a variable. Variable is like a placeholder where the data will be stored. So we can call number 1 equal to, and the method or the function to take the input is nothing but input, and we are going to say enter number 1. Now this is the message that will be shown to user so that the user knows that they have to enter a number. Now this is the first part. Now one thing to learn is, because we are performing a basic arithmetic on to start with whole numbers needs to be converted. So that is the method to convert whatever input is given by the end user, it will be converted into integer. The next step is to get the second number, number 2 equal to, similarly just like above, input, enter number 2. Now here couple of things. Input is the function in Python to get the input. It returns, by default it returns text as the type, and we will see the types later on, but it returns the type, and now we want computer to take this into integer. That is why we have to do integer conversion. Once the number 1 and number 2 is available, we can quickly print it. Let's say number 1 and number 2. So I did the copy paste. We can just quickly see what is number 1 is being displayed. So 125 for example, and another number can be something like that. So here we can see this is the message which is relevant to input the text, and this is the second one, and here we can see the two numbers. Now our job is to perform the addition. So there we have to create another variable. We can call sum of it, sum, and then we say variable. For example, it is number 1, or in a simple way we can say number 3 is equal to number 1 plus number 2. And now if we can print number 3, we are just copy pasting the above line. We can see that number 1, if for example is number 10 and this is 10, then the output is 30. Now here one thing to learn is, while printing, it is just printing the variable, but we cannot keep track of 10, 20 or 30, and that is where while printing we can add a message, and to do that we have to do a little change. So this is the variable. I am giving another example, print option 2. So we can say we want to show that number 1 equal to the number 1, but here we have to learn that while we are doing print, whatever do you print inside double quotes, it will be printed as is. The Python, I'm just showing example 10, 20, here we can see the number 1 is number 1. It is not displaying the variable value which was 10, which was here. So how do we show this? There is a provision in Python. So the provision is, when we want to print variable, so this is where we can write, when we want to print variable, then we have to put the variable in curly brackets, and we have to provide F in front of the double quotes, that is F for the format. And here we can see the color code has changed from green to white, which helps Python to realize that this curly bracket is a variable and I have to print whatever is the variable value, and this is where we can see. So 10, 20, and then we can see number 1 is 10. Similarly, we can copy this and paste, and number 2 we can replace with. So we can just quickly run it. This is 10, 20, and then we can say number 2 is 10 and 20. Now we have to get the third one. So the result is number 3, and we can print 10, 20, and we can see number 3 is 30. Now we have to tell that this is addition, right? So that is why we are going to say addition equal to, we can say 10, 20, and addition is 30. Now, but addition of what? So this is where we can have multiple variables while we want to print it. We just printed the result, but we can say addition of, now this is a text, we want to get the first variable of 10, and then we are showing the sign number 2 equal to this, and this is where we can see 20 equal to the last line, addition of 10 plus 20 equal to 30. Now if we just remove the couple of statements which are not required now, because then we can see this is the addition, how it looks like, where we have 10, 20, and we can say addition of 10 plus 20 is 30. Here the key learning is we can quickly see the numbers are taken in variable. This is the basic operation, arithmetic operation, and we are doing addition. Now this is addition. The comments we can just write over here, which is the hash, so that it is commented code where the Python doesn't care about what we write inside, but this is for our information. Now this is for addition. Similarly, we can do it for multiplication, subtraction, division. Take for example, so we can just do copy and we can paste as is, and we are changing a little bit of text, so subtraction, and we just change the sign. So this is minus for subtraction, and number 1 minus number 2, we can see the output. Let's say example of 40, 15, we can say 40 plus 15 is 55, and this is how it is done. Now this can be done for multiplication as well as for division. We can quickly do that. This is subtraction, and then we have the division. Multiplication, we just have to do multiply, and we can do division, we just have to do slash. So slash is for division, and then we just have to provide the corresponding print, because we are going to show on the output what it is. Now quickly we run through this. We can see 40 and 15, let's say. So here we can say that 15 multiplied by 40 is 600, and 40 divided by 15 is 2.666. Now another important learning we can see here is the number 1 and number 2, they are a variable. So you can imagine those as nothing but a basket where you can keep anything. We put integer or so-called whole number in those variable or so-called basket. We created another basket that is for the addition, subtraction, the value, the result out of it. But here is the trick. You can override also. It's like a basket where you put apple first and then you take out and then you put something else. Similarly, it's like a place. The computer or the program puts in a place and you can replace it with anything. And here we can see the addition is replaced with the new subtraction value. So same number 1 initially, here we can see this was 55, but then here it got changed as 25. This is the learning. The same variable can be overwritten. One more thing, you can have another variable also. You can call it number 4, you can call it number 5, you can call it number 6 also. That is also okay. That is also fine. It's just that it is, you are in the previous place, you are getting the job done with 3 baskets. Now you are having couple of more baskets. That's all the difference is. Which one is better? It all depends later on, but not now. So to start with, we can say I had say 40, then I had 20. We can clearly see. Now something got changed. Why 40 divided by 20 is 800? Because we are displaying number 5. That is why it should have been number 6. In summary, what we looked at is, we looked at various basic arithmetic operations. We created a mechanism to get the input in the whole number, perform the operation, plus, minus, star and division, that is the basic operations, and then we learn how to use variables or so called buckets to get the job done. Thank you.